and blessings, light and love. It is Raye Queen, the medicine woman, providing you with all of the education and information you need to heal yourself, mind, body, soul, and spirit. So today I'm going to be talking about ancestral money. This is something that I've spoken to many people about, and they're really curious about how it works. What ancestral money is, it's a fake money, if you will, that is created mainly by Asian cultures, but it's something that was taken and adopted from African cultures. And it's a way to give an offering to our ancestors. You know, a lot of times we call on our ancestors to help us through situations and for their guidance, but we never offer them anything in exchange. There are a few situations and circumstances that require or where ancestral money would be appropriate. One of them, and probably the most common, is that our ancestors die and they leave debt to us and to our loved ones. And so karmically speaking, we can't prosper until their debts are paid off. And so by offering ancestral money to their memory or to their ancestors, it's a way to pay off their financial debt. Another reason is that if we're asking our ancestors to do things for us, especially to bless us with money, they need the money in the spirit realm in order to perform that or to make those things happen. Because there's no difference there is a difference between the physical realm and the spiritual realm. However, what happens in the spiritual realm is the same thing that happens here in the physical realm. And so, if we want our ancestors to help us, we have to give them the tools that they need to make that happen in the spirit world. And so by offering them money, this money to them, the spiritual money, they have the tools they need to make things happen on our behalf. And it's a way of saying thank you. You know, we just want to thank the ancestors for being there for us, for doing things for us. And when we call on them and things start to happen, you want to give thanks for that. I know that this is a practice I used to use a lot, and to be honest with you, I got away from it. But the last couple of months have been very trying for me. I was in an automobile accident, a very bad automobile accident with my son, and I've had to bury a niece of mine. It was a very tragic story. Very young, bright, beautiful girl. I had to bury her. She died at a very young age. In addition to that, my grandmother's been ill. I've been transient, for lack of a better word. It's just been a lot going on. And so very recently I noticed I began to call on the ancestors a lot more. And I remembered that I need to burn my ancestral money, especially as now I have a couple of businesses and projects that I'm trying to get off the ground and get funded. And I know I'm going to need the financial assistance of my ancestors to make that happen. So, this is what it is. This is what it looks like. If you go to, it's really hard to find this ancestral money. A lot of Asian communities have it. If you can find one if you have a Chinatown in your area, you can probably ask around there and they might be able to tell you where some is. However, you can buy this on the internet. It's not very expensive at all, but I do sell it on my website, and I'll tell you about that more at the end. But I'll open it up, and this is what it looks like. And there are a couple different varieties, and I'm going to show you two of them today. This is what it looks like. And this is $50 million. It will tell you the amount on the back. And it says Hell Bank. Don't be confused by that. It's just kind of like the Book of the Dead. It's a mistranslation. And this guy on here is one of the emperors of money, a gateway of money to the spirit world. So that's why he's on there. Jade, I believe is his name. Okay? This is one variety. And this one is another variety. This one looks more like American money. Can you see that? Okay. This looks more like American money. And since we're in America and most of our cognitive relatability to money looks like this, I'm a little impartial. I like to use this one because I think it resonates more deeply with me and with my ancestors, because this is the system that we use on a daily basis, and this is where my memory is attached to money. However, you can use this one as well, and I do use both of them. When I'm on a more spiritual plane, I tend to use this one. Okay. So how it works is, just like you call on your ancestors' names, you do it the same way with this. Now you need to get yourself a bowl, a pot, like a regular kitchen pot will work, if you want to use that. This is something I have on my altar. It's just a stainless steel bowl, and I sell these on my website as well. These go for $10, and if you look inside, I have some ashes in there from money I've already offered to my ancestors, and there's some sand that I keep in the bottom of there. This is the same thing I use to burn incense and my charcoal and all of that, because I keep it on my altar and I collect the ashes. The ashes are important. Ashes to ashes. It's a way you communicate with the ancestors. Okay? So what you do is simply take your ancestral money, and what I do is I fold it, and that's because, or I'll say a wish or a prayer, ancestor, call on our ancestor, or call on your wish or your desire. And so I'm asking for one of the projects I'm working on to be successful. So I speak that into the money. I want my project to be successful. And then I'll fold it. Now the best way to light this is to light it from a candle. So you want to have candles lit, but for the purpose of this video, I'm not lighting a candle. I'm just going to light the paper. Now this is Josh paper, and it burns very quickly. So you see I get the end of it. I'm just going to drop it in my bowl, if you can see it. See it burning? And it burns out that quickly. And while it's burning, you call your ancestor's name. I'm sorry. So I'll say Glenn Haymore. That was my brother. Glenn Haymore. And that's it. So if you have any financial goals that you're working toward, I encourage you to burn ancestral money every day and call on your ancestors. If you don't have anybody who you know personally who has made that transition, you can call in any ancestor, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King, any ancestor that we have, that you have, that we share. You can call on that ancestor for that. Okay? As well as just offer it to your ancestors, people who have gone on before you, and you want to thank them for the blessings. They continue to watch over you in the spirit world, and you want to thank them for that. So that's the way to thank them. Okay? So on my website, you'll find both types of currency available for sale. I think I have the cheapest prices online. I've searched online, and I can tell you I have the cheapest prices that I've ever seen. Unless you can get to Chinatown, then you can get these for a lot less. But you'll get a pack of these, which is the 30-day supply, for only $10. 30-day supply for only $10 on my website, RayeQueen.com.